But the Big East just one piece of the 8-piece BCS puzzle. And Kirk will break down here for us as this quarter goes on. Third and a long 4. Palco got time, threw it complete for a first down. Across the 35-yard line as they get it to Tim Murphy out of the backfield. Senior out of Akron, Ohio.
Nice job by Palco coming off of his primary and secondary receiver and just finding Murphy just right underneath as the outlet. The check down for that Matt Cavanaugh wants to see Tyler Palco hit. It's not glorified. It's not a huge play, but you know what? It's enough for a first down and give Tyler Palco a new set of downs.
Good numbers here tonight. Has not thrown a pick. Play action, a staple of the Panther offense. Plenty of time, and now he'll take off and duck down before the big shot from the secondary. Gain of 5. They want a late flag here. Look at this after the play conversation. There was no flag thrown on the play. Second down coming up.
Well, I think USC and Texas, I think a lot of people feel they're going to advance and get to the national championship. The Fiesta Bowl, I think, will replace the loss of Texas with Notre Dame. The Orange Bowl then, getting Virginia Tech, if they win the ACC, selects Penn State first. Then you have Ohio State left there to go, or Oregon, or Auburn. I think you'll see Ohio State, who's the highest ranked of the at-large teams remaining. And then I think you'll see LSU play West Virginia in the Sugar Bowl.
Nice run, 1 yard shy of the first down. More on that in a second. Scott Reese standing by now at SportsCenter 30 at 30.
All right, Mike, as you know, it's been quite the football day, coming off the 4th overtime NFL game in Thanksgiving Day history as the Broncos beat the Cowboys on a 24-yard field goal by Jason Elam. And the Josh Beckett deal to the Red Sox on hold until after the holidays. Boston wants to sift through some extensive medical records. These stories and more on SportsCenter after the game and on ESPN News 24/7. Mike?
Okay, Scott, thank you. Happy holidays to you. We have third and less than a yard with Murphy in the backfield with Jennings. And Rashad Jennings keeps going. Kept his balance and got a first down past the 40-yard line. Big drive here and a good 3rd and 1 pickup of 16 by Rashad Jennings.
And the timing of this drive is huge. 3rd and short, 9 or 10 guys up in the line of scrimmage. If one guy misses, it allows Jennings to take it to that next level. And West Virginia is very fortunate that Jennings didn't break that and go all the way in for a touchdown. They had everybody committed to the line of scrimmage on 3rd and short.
Nice pass catch, great block by Tim Murphy on this drive. Jennings has carried 8 times for 58 yards. He's a receiver now as Palco comes back to Murphy, who dropped it after getting a gain of about 4 or 5 yards. Now let's come back to the BCS projections. We'll talk more about the Big East BCS portion in the 4th quarter. The key is, with Texas being the BCS team going to the championship game, Fiesta Bowl gets picked 1.
Right.
And
Notre Dame.
Then pick 2,
Orange Bowl, Penn State.
Okay, now pick 3 goes back to the Fiesta Bowl.
Goes back to the Fiesta Bowl, and they have to make a decision. Do they go with Notre Dame, Oregon? Because there's a lot of pressure to take that Pac-10 team who finished 10-1. They've had a great year.
Only lost to USC.
Only lost to USC. Or do you go to Ohio State? Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Ohio State's the highest ranked of the at-large teams remaining, even though they've been there 2 of the last 3 years.
2nd and 10 from the 39, gain of a couple of yards, and this is the time of the year where we remind everybody, might as well just rewind it and play it from past years. The BCS is set up to get the top 2 teams playing in the championship game, and the others are the best remaining matchups, which is nice happy speak for what's going to get you to turn on your TV the longest.
I love Mike Pilati in Oregon. I would select Auburn before I would take Oregon. Based on the way they're playing, forget about who's lost to who. The Auburn Tigers right now, in my opinion, are the best team in the SEC, who happen to go 1 for 6 with their field goals in Baton Rouge.
Yep.
They should be in the SEC championship game. They should go ahead of Oregon in the BCS.
Pittsburgh, believe it or not, still alive for a Big East BCS berth. 3rd and 8, pressure off the corner. What a job by Palco to stay in there, complete it for the first down out of bounds at the 34 with Rashad Jennings. Talk about the leadership of Tyler Palco and his ability to just know the last second he can hang on for a 13-yard gain.
Well, Mike, from the first series until this play, we've seen Tyler Palco willing to hang on to the ball to the last possible second. A dive lights him up, and that's something that you have to be able to do and be willing to do as a quarterback, is sit in there to the last possible second and deliver the ball. Actually, it was Lewis coming off of the edge, making the big hit on Tyler.
Great drive by Pittsburgh. Can they make it all happen? Jennings taken down by Mike Lorello. Senior, final game. No undershirt needed. He's tough enough in this cold night. Big East Player of the Week against Louisville, 11 tackles. He has over 240 in his career.
Rich Rodriguez has a very interesting thing where he has, the night before the last home game, he gets all the team into a room in the hotel, and he has the seniors stand up in the front, and they show a highlight film of just the seniors, and then each of them individually talk for a few minutes about what it's meant to be a Mountaineer. Evidently, Mike Lorello stood there and just broke down emotionally about his time here in Morgantown.
Palco on play 11 of the drive is incomplete. We'll have 3rd and 13 coming up. That is such a neat thing. We talk about senior days in stadiums. We see the seniors come out with their parents and the coaches greet them, and that's emotional. But really what goes unseen is the biggest memories for you guys as players from your senior day and your final game.
I think it's a great thing that Rich Rodriguez has. I would recommend to every coach in the country to implement something similar where it's away from the media, away from the fans. It's just the football players and their coaches, and you have the seniors stand up and talk about what the last 4 or 5 years of your life here have meant to you. Every guy that got up last night had tears and breaking down crying, talking about what it means to be a Mountaineer. That's great stuff for the younger players to see.
Palco forced to take a timeout before this very important play. It's an 11-point game here in the final minute. Pittsburgh's picked up 3 third downs already on this drive. They need to do another one here. ABC college football tomorrow, Thanksgiving Friday, traditionally out of the Big 12. Texas, number 2 in the land, as Kirk said, 2 steps away from the championship game, playing Texas A&M, which is struggling on defense. And Nebraska, Colorado, the Buffs need the win to get to the Big 12 championship game. That is tomorrow, starting at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on ABC. We mentioned Pittsburgh can get to the BCS as the Big East are up at 6 and 5.
That's the surprise of the holiday.
So here you go. They have to win tonight. South Florida has to lose to Connecticut on Saturday. Then South Florida has to beat West Virginia. Louisville loses one of its 2 remaining games. Syracuse, Connecticut. That forces a 3-way tie with Pittsburgh, South Florida, West Virginia. Pittsburgh holds the head-to-head because they beat South Florida and would have beaten West Virginia here tonight. So Pittsburgh can lose this game and have their season end, or they could win tonight, have 5 things happen for them, and as part of a 3-way tie at 5 and 2, can represent the Big East and the BCS. 3rd and 13. 4 receiving options, now 5 as Palco throws it with his right hand.
Nice job.
Incomplete.
He went Brett Favre on us there. That's okay.
The lefty threw it with his right hand. There was no receiver out there, but he was outside of where the tackles lined up with a field goal attempt coming up.
You could almost think with him as to what he was trying to do from behind. We're looking from behind once he starts to run, and I'm thinking, how's he going to turn his shoulder and throw this ball? He just says, I'm not. I'm going to put the ball in my right hand, flick it. As long as it gets across the line of scrimmage and he's outside of the pocket, it's okay.
Josh Cummings, who leads the conference in field goals per game, is going to come in. We have a West Virginia player shake it up, so the medical staff is out to look at him. We're going to look at Keelan Dykes, starting defensive lineman out of Youngstown, Ohio. Been the most consistent defensive lineman, week 1 through 10. He had the righty for the moment, Palco, fall on him and shake him up.
Not bad form, by the way. With that,
the right-handed throw. Like that. Josh Cummings, the kicker, who's coming on, is at the College of the Canyons. He, too, was seen at one of these kicking camps that have become so important in recruiting kickers. He missed 2 games this year with a knee injury. Remember the Nebraska game when they had a couple of kicks at the end of the game blocked? Well, the next week he had knee surgery. They cleaned that knee up, and he has come back to be very impressive since the surgery. Really missing only 1 kick since then. This is going to be a tough one. 45, fighting the win. to get it to a one-score game. Not good. Don't know if a Mountaineer coming off their left rush got a piece of it or if it was just mishit. But that long drive becomes nothing.
I think it's all about the plant foot. The left foot slips from right underneath him.
Oh, sure. There you go. So the attempt officially 45. No chance because of it. As Aaron told us right at the beginning, this field is rock solid and frozen because it is that new kind of hybrid artificial surface with the rubber bottom to it. You can't cover it because the cover would freeze right to it. First down option pitch with the big back. That's not the play you expect to see with Owen Schmidt, but he was a tailback in his earlier days at 6'3", 245.
Owen Schmidt. That tells the story right there. Owen Schmidt, you know, he's a fullback by looking at him at his size, but Rich Rodriguez tells us he has tailback skills. I mean, he's got great hands. He's a great changeup to Steve Slayton and what they like to do because of his power.
Bent a face mask already this year. Tough guy. They run down to the other side. This very well-conditioned West Virginia team, 15 minutes away from closing out their season at home. Still have one game left on the road. They're trying to get that last win here in West Virginia. Enter 100yardblitz.com for your chance to win an HD TV. Off we go to the fourth quarter on College Football Primetime, presented by Cooper Tires. Mike Tirico, Kirk Herbstreit, Aaron Andrews, our entire Thursday Night Football team, glad to be sharing the holiday with you. The Mountaineers trying to stay undefeated, get to 6-0 in the Big East, 9-1 overall, leading by 11 as their quarterback, Pat White, takes it a couple of yards shy of the first down. We'll have 3rd and 2 coming up. Well, West Virginia, at least they're playing a quick game in the cold weather by not throwing it very often. 44 runs.
And the story in the first half was Pat White and everything he did just by improvising. We even heard Dave Weinstadt talk about that walking off. We covered things well, especially the screens, but things break down and the quarterback's just outrunning our defense.
2 yards to get for the first down. Owen Schmidt breaking free. Look at big Owen Schmidt. Rumble inside the 25 and down to the 20. A gain of 45.
Mike, there's 2 ways to run the zone read. Sometimes you need patience and visions. Other times you're just a bull in a china shop. And that's what Owen Schmidt did here. He just stumbled his way through, bounced off a few defenders. Next thing you know, he looked up and there was nobody left, and he just kept running.
Longest run for Schmidt, and this is first year at WVU, transferred from Division III, Wisconsin River Falls. Big hit on the quarterback, White. He held by Clint Session and was lit up by Morris. We went into Rich Rodriguez's office yesterday. His wife Rita and some of the other assistants as you watched the carry.
Yeah, just another good read. And it looked like the defense thought that Slayton, who was carrying out the fake, had the football. I don't think very many people even knew that White had pulled that off of the proper read, was about to go into the end zone.
Gained 8. They know he has it now. Got a first down at the 5-yard line. I want to see Big Schmidt come back in there and run one in.
Oh, yeah, he's got to get a chance to. But these last 3 plays, Mike, an indication that if you have to play West Virginia, what you're going to have to deal with.
Is that White? Okay, it's not White. Downfield blocking. One of the Mountaineers got shaken up. It was Jason Colson, who we have not seen much of, the junior running back. And after White ran it for the 20th time to get 183 yards.